Namaste, good morning. Let's go live on another bicycle live stream on the second last day of winter in the southern hemisphere. Sunday the 30th of August at 7:20 a.m. and 16 degrees. I've ridden 40 kilometres so far. That's a pretty good ride this morning. I've been on the bike since 4:45 this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. Had about 4 hours sleep. Anyway, feeling pretty good. This morning's topic, and it comes from last night's breathing session with my parents. This morning's topic is the miraculous self-healing breath of life. Now, you know, each night I catch up with my parents. I do a breathing session with them. I read some of the Surviving Mesothelioma book, and we do a prayer together. And usually there's some wisdoms that come through when I'm doing the breathing. And I wanted to share that with you because it came through really clearly last night for me. And thought to myself, that would make a good topic for a live stream. So, I want to talk about how amazing the breath of life is. It is so amazing that it is, when we look at it, quite miraculous. Not only because life is breathed into us, literally, but also because the miraculous healing qualities that are associated with our breath, and the way that we have this self-healing ability that we carry with us and that we can tap into. And the more you think about it, the more you just spend a good blinker on that model, mate. It's a little stalk by the steering column. the more you sorry, I'm talking to somebody that went round a roundabout but didn't know his car was fitted with blinkers. Anyway, the miraculous ability we have to improve our health simply through the power of breath. This is something that we should not underestimate. This is something that we should put focus into. And I'm seeing the power of this when I do this with my parents. I'm seeing how happier and more relaxed my father becomes simply through focusing on his breathing. And I thought it's something that we really need to talk about a little bit more and think about. Because why is it that we don't automatically have a routine, a health routine of breathing? And I thought about it last night, and I realized that the reason why is because we hold on to mind tension. We hold on to tension coming from our mind, which then manifests through the muscles in our body, builds up during the day, and becomes, if it's not dealt with, becomes more and more prevalent. Now, I've done a couple of videos, practical how-to videos of how to breathe diaphragmically. I've done one on how to breathe diaphragmically, and I've done one on tension. I did a live stream on tension relief, which was breathing diaphragmically, but also quite sort of aggressive breathing to push the tension away. But what I want to talk about here a little bit is that why do we need to do this? Why do we build up tension during the day, and why do we need to release it? And also, stay tuned. There's a magpie here somewhere who's about to introduce himself to me, because it's in this spot last week that he did. So let's see if he's still around paying attention. Haven't seen him so far. Anyway, you might, if you hear him, you'll see him, you'll know. Anyway, one of the things that happens is that the tension that we build up is our own. Good morning, Yana. Thank you for watching. The tension that we build up is our own, and it is a reaction to events occurring either within us, as in our thoughts, or externally. It is our reaction to the lessons that are occurring in our life. These lessons may be ones that we want, as in they are quite positive, or when we call them positive when there's something that we want, and we call them negative when there's something that we don't want to face, but they are still a lesson that has been divinely planned that we need to experience in order to learn. So what happens is the way that we react to these lessons determines the amount of tension that we build up and determines the amount of need we have for releasing or relieving this tension, this mind tension, which is then held on to in the muscles of the body. It's held on to emotionally as well. And if we, as I say at the beginning of this live stream, if we don't do something about it, if we don't release it, then it affects our health. And progressively, over time, our health deteriorates. So the simple routine that I've been doing with Mum and Dad every night is designed to bring health back, predominantly for my father, to bring health back for him, because he's experiencing, because of his condition with mesothelioma, he's experiencing varying degrees of tension, frustration, mental anguish, and I'm just in awe of our self-healing ability to tap into our own breath. And I'd like to even call it, say, it's connected to the breath of divinity. That's how much power it has. We can tap into it and we can use it any time of any day as a self-healing technique. The only reason we don't is because our mind, even when it's stressed, has such an overwhelming need to be in control that even when our mind is in a state of anguish, of pain, of depression, even when our mind is struggling, it's the last thing it wants to do is relinquish control. And yet, it is to its benefit that it does this self-healing technique, because it helps calm the mind. So to go through the steps, what I do, I sit down with Dad and Mum and Dad, and I say, okay, let's just close our eyes and start focusing on the breath. This is where the magic begins. This is where the miracle starts. Is all we're doing is intentionally breathing in a way that allows us to become more relaxed and more healthy. And it is amazing. We carry this with us. It is always with us everywhere we go. This miraculous self-healing breath of life. All we have to do is overcome that initial resistance of the mind, which says, no, I don't want to do this. I want to be in control. I don't want to do this. No, don't want to do this. We just have to overcome that initial resistance of the mind. And in overcoming it, we derive the benefits. It brings that relaxation back in. So when I do this routine with Father, I get him to focus on breathing relaxation in through the nose and then releasing tension out through the mouth. And after only a few breaths of that, he's already starting to relax. And as I'm doing it, of course, I'm also benefiting from it, and Mum's doing it as well. And I'm also benefiting from we're all benefiting from this release of breath. And it is just it's just miraculous. It's what happens is our mind becomes calmer. Or I'll put it in first person. Your mind becomes calmer. Your heart rate slows down. Your breathing becomes easier. The muscles in your body start to relax. And then as you go through this technique, you focus on areas that we hold tension. So I deliberately do a routine where after I've done a few breaths to help a general relaxation of the body, I then start working from the head down. Focusing on the areas that we hold a lot of tension subconsciously. During the day, it builds up. And so I start with the face and the neck especially, and the facial muscles, and work on releasing the tension there by focusing on those areas as we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then I work through the shoulders and back, another area that all of us hold tension. And then through the chest and the stomach. And the stomach's another important area, our emotional core, an area that we hold that we don't allow to function properly, and because of that it affects our digestive system because we hold a lot of fear in that area. So, and then we work our way through the body, and by the time, and this is only like 5 minutes, it's only a very short relaxation that I do with mum and dad. You can do it a lot longer. You can do it for hours. By the time that we have finished, and we then finish off. Actually, we do a prayer at the end, and we give thanks for all the things, the lessons, the good and the bad, and the challenges and the victories. And but by the time we've finished doing that, breathing, the power of the breath of life, by the time we've done that miraculous process for only 5 minutes, I'll say to Father, how are you feeling? So, he said, that was so good. That was, it's usually what he says. That was so good. And you can see he's so much more relaxed. And our breath, it's just our breath. It's just an intention of breathing in a way that brings a pranic benefit to us. Now, of course, this is nothing new. This has been known forever. The power of the miraculous self-healing power of the breath of life. But what is the challenge these days, of course, is to just say, we say to ourselves, yes, I know I should do it. But the mind gets in there and takes control and prevents us from just finding that 5 minutes where we can sit down and relax and just go and just let the body work its miraculous self-healing ability. Let the mind work it. When we do this, we become better people. We have better relationships. We react calmer. We think clearer. We tap into the power of divinity within. So we have the answers, the intuition that we're looking for automatically when we need it. It's so brilliant. It's what I love is that we all have this with us. We all have it. It's just so beautiful that the Creator gave us this gift, this wonderful self-healing gift. And it's up to us, because we have free will. It's always up to us to take advantage of it or to choose not to, and therefore suffer the consequences of the tension and the pain and the misery from not taking advantage of it. So I hope this has given you something to think about. Take 5 minutes out and experience the miraculous self-healing breath of life. Have a great Sunday. Live vegan and save lives. Ahimsa.